Right, Alan, you're going to show us how you make a braided feeder link.
Yeah, like I did a video a few weeks ago how I set my feeder setups up, and since that video went live, I've had quite a few people message me, or when they've come in shop and says, can you show us how you make one of them links? And obviously I've shown everybody how to make one. So I thought today I'm just going to make a video on how I make one of my little feeder links. As I say, they're just what I do myself. They're not the best, they're not the worst, but it's just how I do them myself. But you can tailor them to whatever length you want then. So that's what I class more important than the actual link, is making them the right length and having that right size diamond eye swivel on the top, so it moves but doesn't catch and make you have a tangle in your rigs. So all I do is I get a piece of braid. I'm using some whiplash.
Yeah.
You can use any braid. The only reason I'm using this is what I've got left when I spooled me bait up feeder rod.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I am using this whiplash. So, but you can use 010, 012. It's never going to break anyway. So you can use what you want. Then what you want, or what I use, is Drennan snap swivels.
Yeah.
I just like them. They're really nice and compact. They're round at bottom, so your feeder sits in them nice and even at the bottom.
Yeah.
And they're just a nice tiny link. So I'm going to get a link like that. So I've cut a piece of Dacron, just, I don't know.
Braid, that isn't it?
Sorry, braid, 4 inch, 3 inch long, and doubled it up. So I've got one piece of braid and I just double it up like that. So we've got a loop at one end and 2 open ends at the other.
Yeah.
So don't matter which way around you do it, there's no right and wrong, but I always do it, put the loop through my swivel when I can grab hold of my swivel.
So just the loop of the braid through there.
Yeah, through the swivel like that. Can you see it?
Got it, yeah.
Yeah. And then my 2 tag ends go through.
So it's like a slip knot in effect.
Yeah, basically. The great thing about these links is there's no crimps or anything.
Oh, okay.
So there's nothing to tangle on your rig.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's my link. Then what I do is I'm going to show you 2 ways of doing this in a bit, because this is a little bit of a fiddly bit if you don't do it to start with. Then I'm going to put a piece of shrink tube onto my...
And that's thinking tackle, what's that, size 10? Is it? What size is it?
It just says small.
Small shrink.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, there's millions of different shrinks, but I just like this because it's dead small. And you only need a small piece.
How long a piece have you got?
It don't really matter, but I just have probably a centimetre, just over.
Centimetre of shrink on there then.
There, like that. That goes on to me.
Keep it still for us, let's have a look.
Can you see that? It's just there, look. Bobbling about on my link.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you want a swivel. And I say I use diamond eye swivels. I use the Drennan one, the Preston Innovation diamond eye swivels, and I use them in 2 sizes, size 14 and size 12.
Right.
If I'm fishing braid straight through, or mono straight through in 016, 018 or 010 or 012 braid, I use a size 14 swivel.
Yeah.
If I'm using a shock leader, or I'm using a running rig onto a shock leader, like £8 or £10 shock leader, I use a size 12 swivel because it runs freer again.
Got you.
And once you do that, it stops the rig from wrapping around itself and getting tangled. It don't tangle when you do it with the two different size swivels. So my 2 tag ends then go through my diamond eye. Like that.
Yeah.
You see that?
I can, yeah.
And then it's just a case of you deciding how long you want your links. And people said to me, how long do you have your links? I don't like them too long. I see some people have them 6 inch long and 4 inch long. I don't like them that long myself. So all I do then is an overhand
Second move.
knot.
Let's have a look.
So all I've done basically is my swivel is onto my 2 pieces of braid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just form a knot with my swivel in the centre.
Yeah.
My 2 tag ends through once, through twice.
Like a double overhand knot.
Yeah. And then I just pull it tight.
Okay.
So it sits like that. So that is basically my link set made up. All I do then is I put, and I mean it is the tiniest dot of super glue
Yeah.
just on that knot,
Yeah.
just to stop it slipping. Because obviously we know what braiding that's like for slipping when you tie certain knots or not the right knots. So I don't think that'd slip anyway, to be fair, but I put the tiniest dot of super glue on that knot. Then, where's my scissors? They're there. I cut the 2 tag ends off.
Yeah.
So my knot is basically, my tag ends, you can't see them because they're super glued anyway, so it's not going to pull through.
Yeah.
Yeah? Then the bit of shrink tube what we had, what we put on as rig,
Yeah.
comes up over the knot and sits over the first eye and just underneath the barrel of the swivel. Can you see that?
We can.
And then you just heat that up on kettle. I always hold it. I hold the swivel with a pair of pliers like that and back end of that other swivel.
Yeah.
And then while the kettle's boiling, you just hold it up a couple of inches above the steam coming out your kettle.
Yeah.
And that just shrinks on.
Beautiful.
And that is how simple it is to make my feeder links.
Love it.
What I was going to show you though, Tom, is if you forget to put your shrink tube on first,
Yeah.
so you've made your rig up but you've got no shrink tube on, you don't have to put the shrink tube on, to be fair. It's just something I do. It just keeps me knot
Yeah.
all nice and tidy. But if you do forget, get a piece of braid.
Yeah.
Put one tag through the swivel.
Yeah.
So top of your swivel, you've got a piece of braid going that way, like that.
Yeah.
You see that?
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you get your shrink tube, and here's one we prepared earlier. Look. Never goes right, does it, when you're doing it on telly?
Never. Curse of the camera, probably. Go
Yeah.
on. Ah, yeah.
Right, so then your shrink tube is above your swivel, yeah?
Yeah.
But when you've put it on over top of that braid, you can hold your braid like that. And you can work it down so it just sits back there, look.
Got you.
And it makes it dead easy for putting it on that, because you won't get it on without doing that.
With you. So if you get it wrong, that's the way to
Yeah.
get yourself out the hole.
Yeah, get yourself out of trouble. Just cut another piece of Dacron, put it through to diamond eye, and then just pull your shrink tube down onto your swivel there, look, and then you've got it. You can even put it one on either end if you wanted to, and just tighten both knots up if you wanted. But I only put it on the top bit because that looks you can't get it any neater than that at that bottom
And
end
it's a slip
anyway.
knot anyway, so it's never going to
Yeah, it's never going to pull off anyway. But that is how easy it is to make one of my Dacron feeder links, and that is a feeder link made.
Beautiful.